Well, good morning. It is a beautiful late December day here in Northeast Florida, and we had some free time this weekend and thought we would take advantage and run over to Ocean Pond in the beautiful Osceola National Forest. Sunny today, supposed to be a high of 55. Last night was a little bit chilly, about 37 here last night, and the lows tonight supposed to be 35, 36. And as you Florida folks know that are watching, that's Latin for we gonna freeze.
Yeah, it was a little chilly last night, but we thought we would take this opportunity to do a walk around of our camper and show you what modifications we've made inside and out.
After a frigid January night in a tent on the Georgia Traverse, we realized it was time to start looking for an off-road camper, and the search began. As we started researching, we quickly realized that some of these things were pricey, to say the least. A lot of them were 35, 40, even 50,000. Granted, they had kitchens in the back or that slid out from the sides, but that's not what we were looking for. We just wanted a comfortable sleeping area in a package that we could take off-road and that was lightweight. We weren't looking for another mortgage, just a camper. By chance, we came across a YouTube video by our friends at Glorious Day Adventures of the annual homecoming rally at Runaway and discovered they were a local Florida company about 2 hours from our home. After a visit to the factory, we decided that the Venturist fit the bill and checked our boxes on budget, a no-wood construction, independent axle-less suspension, and about 1,100 pounds in weight. And so the adventure began. Alright guys, so this is our camper. It's a 2021 Runaway Venturist. It's basically their off-road version of their campers. It comes with a beefed up frame. It's basically a 3-inch channel that runs the full length of the camper from the tongue all the way to the rear hitch. It comes standard with a 360-degree max coupler for off-road and off-camber performance. Has a Timbren 3500 1-ton independent suspension with a 4-inch lift from the factory, and comes standard with 33-inch tires and upgraded wheels. It is a totally composite camper. The walls, floor, and roof all composite, with the roof being a one-piece fiberglass cap, so there's no seams or anything to worry about leaks. It's performed for us really well so far, and we're going to take you around and show you some of the modifications we've made to it so far. One of the first things we purchased after getting the camper was this toolbox. At the time we bought it, it was at the height of the supply chain crisis and you couldn't really find anything. We finally found this box in black at Tractor Supply, so we figured who knew when, would be able to get another one. So we went ahead and bought it, and I don't know that I could recommend it. It's a little bit flimsy. I'd probably look for something with a little thicker gauge metal, but it served the purpose. Basically what I did was mounted it to the frame using U-bolts. I didn't want to drill through into the frame, so I marked underneath and drilled up and mounted it with U-bolts, and it's held up really well. So again, not sure that it's one I would purchase. There are boxes out there, different brands with a little thicker gauge. I think UWS would be a good one, but again, it has served its purpose. So on the top of the camper, you'll see that we added the factory option roof rack, and as you can see, we have utilized that and are very happy with that purchase. We carry a Thule extra large roof box on the top, and it's really nice for putting up wet camp rugs, chairs, things of that nature. If you've been camping in bad weather, it's always nice to be able to just throw something in there, knowing you can hose it off if you need to later. We also added the road shower from the factory. It's the 7-gallon version, and we mainly use that just to carry extra water, not really use it as a shower. I guess if you were in the blazing heat, sitting in the sun all day in a Florida summer, it might work for a shower, but it can be a little cool by the time the evening comes around if you want to use it for that purpose. So it's mainly for us a way to transport additional water in the backcountry. We also added from the factory this fuel pack, Rotopack. It holds an additional 3.5 gallons, which can be a little bit of a necessity if you're in the backcountry. Sometimes we won't see a gas station or even asphalt for 3 or 4 days, sometimes longer. So we've been real happy with that purchase also. At the rear of the camper, we added a spare tire mount and a spare wheel and tire that is just basically a nice peace of mind item. We've not had to use it so far, but another thing we had Runaway do from the factory is match the lug pattern on the Venturist here to our 4Runner. So we can utilize this spare on either the camper or our tow vehicle if the need should arise. And that's another option that we had them do that I don't believe there was any cost to that. So I would highly recommend that just for additional peace of mind. As you'll notice, also the spare tire carrier doubles as a hauler for our trash bag. It's a Trasharoo heavy-duty canvas bag that we can put our trash in and haul out when we're camping off the grid until we find a dumpster to dispose of it. So coming around to the passenger side of the camper, you'll notice the additional width of the fender on this model. They're very heavy duty. You can stand on those if needed to access things on the roof rack, which I have done multiple times. And the width enables Ellen to put our stove on top and use that basically as a cooking area for the stove. And we also, as you can see, had Runaway add the propane tank option from the factory, and we're very happy that we did that. It just makes it really convenient there to cook. When we decided on purchasing the Runaway Venturist, we knew in advance before we even ordered it that we were going to wrap the camper once we got it. So as we placed the order, we told them not to bother putting any of the striping that comes from the factory. I think you can get different patterns and different color schemes, but we knew we were going to wrap, so we figured that would save us some prep time as far as doing the wrap. So we got just a plain white and took it from there. I had a guy come and wrap it this color, and we've been real happy with it. The only thing that drove me crazy is after we had it wrapped was the door frame. It was still the aluminum silver color. And I finally had to break down and decided to tape up everything and prime and paint the door frame to make it blend a little better. But we've been real happy with it. The guy did a good job. As you can see, everywhere where there's a joint where the wrap meets, he caulked the seams of the wrap, and it's held up really good. It's been on for probably about 2 years, and we've been real pleased with it. One thing I will say though, if you're going to off-road, you may want to consider getting some of the clear wrap, the PPF film on the front, because we have BF Goodrich KO2 tires on the 4Runner, and those things are great tires, but they love to grab a hold of gravel and rocks and then turn it loose on the front of your camper once you hit the highway. So if you can find some in stock and get some and put on after you wrap, it'd probably be a good idea. This is the interior in its current configuration. You're probably noticing that there's no TV, and well, that's because we got tired of hauling one around and never turning it on. So we decided just to leave it at home. Most of the time when we're camping, we're outside enjoying nature, and when we go in the camper, we're ready to close our eyes and go to sleep.
When we bought the camper, it's just an empty shell. It had the shelf up here, the air conditioner, and a power strip in the front and the back. The first thing that we did was we got the foam tiles from Amazon. that we've been really happy with. Then we went to IKEA and shopped around and decided on these cubbies that we then put the drawers in, which also came from IKEA. And then we got the bins, you know, for additional clothes and storage. And then we bought these at Target, which also, you know, gave us additional storage, which has been more than enough. We just added little things. We put wallpaper up here in the front. We did this here. We took a piece of, I believe it's oak, and sanded it down and stained it. And it just really fits well. The curtains I ordered off of Amazon. I did have to hem them up. They were way too long. But then everything else, I think I ordered this from Target, and we just made it comfortable, you know, like we would like it, because we're old folk and need to be comfortable. One of the things that was important to me was a place to put my feet. I wanted leg room. I wanted to be able to sit on the end of the bed and do makeup or hair or whatever, you know, whatever. So we ordered a 10-inch memory foam mattress off of Amazon. And we just cut it down with an electric carving knife. We ordered, I think it's about 6-inch metal frame that we've got it on, which we had to cut down as well to fit. And it sleeps really well. I mean, we probably sleep better in here than we do at home. As for lighting, we just went with the strip lighting that you see up here. We cleaned the wall really well with alcohol, and we stuck them up, and they've been there for about 2 years with no problems at all. They change colors, so at night if you have the doors open and it's red, you know, it tends to just, you know, keep the bugs away. But we've been really happy with it.
We appreciate you guys watching, and we hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions that maybe we didn't cover, feel free to leave us a comment, and we'll do our best to get you an answer. Also, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. There's plenty more to come.